Welcome to the Madtown DoubleDown 2024.
Round two.
Round two. This is the second hosting of the Madtown DoubleDown in 2024, as last year's was held in January. So twice in one calendar year. Today, Madison received its first snowfall. Not enough to affect the commute too much, but just enough to get a little white on the ground.
No, what that means when the snow flies, that means it's a great day for curling. I say that every day I come to the curling club. Every day is a great day for curling. But hey, welcome to the booth, the not booth, the corner of the club where we're casting. I'm Chris Sorensen.
And I'm Bernie.
So we'll be talking about some curling today, and I think play might be underway already. We got a great field to look at, and we'll jump into a game quite soon.
First up, we've got Brianna Weldon and Sean Franny from Denver, Colorado versus Tony Paisley and Theron Michaelis from Madison.
Try to keep our local bias to a minimum, perhaps. But, yeah, of course, we like to see our local teams here in this event. So we're underway already with the mixed doubles format, so you'll always see two stones in play when you get started. And so that means two have already been thrown as we join the game already in progress.
Looks like Paisley is throwing first and last, and Theron is throwing three in the middle.
Yep, so Theron is looking at a... This is the last stone where hits aren't allowed, so he's trying. It looks like he's trying to play kind of... Yeah, he's trying to curl one in, basically. Get toward the button here. Maybe give that red a little tap, but it's just not curling up for him, so see what he can get out of this.
All right. So Red's got the next shot and is probably looking to guard here, right?
Were you at the 12?
I kind of like a guard. Okay. As you see this a lot in the variation of mixed doubles curling is you play a lot of these touch shots, and it becomes, what's open in front of the button. And so Red is lying too right now, which is nice, but their biggest issue is that pin is right open with backing. So they'd like to take that away, I would think. So we're still getting a sense of what the speed is out there, so it's hard to quite pick out what his intent was.
Back four.
Maybe they'll give maybe they'll give Red a yellow little tap and roll inside with this line.
Yeah. Worth noting that the ice was recently redone here. We had a flood on Monday. So these players have the best, freshest ice we can provide.
Mine was pretty good.
We always try to put our best foot forward for our visitors, Jeff does a great job with the ice. So pace of play is nice and quick here. The shots are coming where we don't get to say too much, but Yellow's got control of the button right now. I mean, Red has got control of the button, so Yellow wants to get in there and jiggle things around a little bit.
Mine's good.
So he just wants to throw kind of back house weight and change the angles a bit, open up some space.
Down to it.
Line's pretty good here.
Yeah.
Nope.
Plenty of curl. That looks...
Yeah, look at that. It's not even going to get to tee on its own, and with all that curl, basically any shot on the ice is possible if you can feel it and find it. We'd love to see that.
Well, this might be our first upweight shot.
Yeah, this definitely sets up nicely for a takeout. You could catch a piece of the outside one and roll inside, send both yellows away, and be lying four afterward. That's pretty scary to look at, especially when you're playing your first game of the event. You're looking at this in the very first end. It's not something you want to see as yellow. I was Red. Red wants that. Yellow does not.
So no time to get comfortable.
Nope.
Yep.
Play it thin.
They did have a practice session before this to kind of get a feel, but it's, everyone is still trying to get a sense what the ice is doing. Okay, he got the first, but didn't quite move the second.
Just the way those angles are lining up, I don't think there's a hit and stay left.
This might be better.
So really they've got to only
as
look
long
at
as we
the
hit nose or a little inside,
far
right?
outside if you're Red.
Just
So how does yellow guard against that?
Yeah.
Because if you leave it here, he's probably got a flash.
Let's hear what Theron has to say, but he's kind of talking it through.
What were we talking yesterday? Probably like this with board.
Okay, so he's thinking hit.
That was more like, so I'd say just a touch more.
So that yellow in the front button is doing a lot of work for Theron's team now at this point.
Blue line.
They really need that to stay there as kind of a protector. So anything inside roll is pretty good here. You wouldn't want to hit the outside and kick that yellow away at all.
Correct. Even just
board's
tapping
in the 80s,
that
right?
red back a couple inches changes those angles enough.
580. To continue our discussion about unions.
Because it is Red's hammer, so they will have the last shot. So that's something to keep in mind. They'll be trying to see if they can squeeze out whatever you have for a big score here in the first.
70.
Close. Yep.
Paisley said 70, so
Close.
it indicates the ice is pretty fast.
Curl.
I think that rearranged angles pretty nicely for them.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I like that for them. Theron likes it too.
Well, I think I want to get as low as I can on it.
Okay.
Trying to look at, is there any exit path for that top yellow? I don't really think there is at these angles.
If we're just to nose, that's fine.
If they get to the inside of that yellow, which is going to be hard to do with much weight.
Yeah.
I think there might be, but I think that's just pushing it back to, back 4, probably. I don't know how much weight you can get by that top guard with and get to inside nose.
Yeah, he did say he wanted, I thought I picked up Franey saying that he wanted to hit it as low as possible, so he is trying to get across the nose as much as he can. We'll see what it can get done.
Close.
Found the line he wanted.
Curl.
It looks like it's a little heavier and not coming over for him.
We're hitting it thin.
So they're going the other way. They're going to try to hit it thin across.
Gotcha.
Kind of a plan B.
Hey, moved one of those yellows.
Yeah, what does it leave? So red is 1 underneath all of that.
Guard it.
And
Guard.
I think so.
Otherwise,
Red's always going to have that drawing on the other side.
probably doesn't hurt us.
That's a side that no one has played down yet.
that's true.
Otherwise, it's
Try
out
to-
turn draw, but it's kind of slow right now. Like if we ever hit nose on this, like
There might be
I
a
don't know,
high weight
like it's
double.
Yes, they could try a really thin triple.
What if you throw
Yeah,
like that
super
back
thin.
4 weight just
Super
to
thin,
push this
yeah.
back some? Shot though, isn't it?
I think it's risky to ever clip our own.
Yeah.
Yeah, Theron's talking through the options about as
We
good
could
as I
try
can,
it.
so I'm sitting here and just letting him describe it a bit.
Similar weight, but if we ever spin this over here, this one goes here, we're in big trouble.
We are.
Kind of like this.
Okay.
And even if we stick on nose, I think it's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Same weight,
Yeah.
so we had probably about this much, right?
Yeah.
Like it?
Yeah.
If I throw the same weight, I could probably take edge because we got to get to the inside half.
Yeah.
Okay, so same idea. He's
Well,
thinking
it's
just a
your
little
shot.
bump
That's
up.
what I was
Yep.
thinking.
Yeah,
We've played this game before, right?
Maybe.
they were definitely
Counting's hard
locked into
sometimes.
what to do and forgot that it's time to switch throwers.
You like it? It's your shot. I loved it, but if you don't like it.
Are you okay with this being last shot?
You could just throw a guard and make them draw for 2.
Do you still like this for it being last shot?
That's a great question. Does it change
Yeah.
your mind at all if knowing this is going to be their
Why don't you
last?
throw the guard?
To me, it does a little bit.
I wonder if the guard's the
I think
safer
it does.
shot.
Do that.
I don't mind
You
it
like
as
that?
a
Yeah.
you
Outside
know,
edge of 12, or probably you if it's probably edge of 12.
2 right near the scoring area is usually just as good as Garden. But it all depends on angles.
I got hot.
Yeah.
Like, we need that red backing?
I don't think so. It's like
Okay.
top 4.
Gotta go if so.
Okay.
It will curl up, basically, is the question.
It's moving. It's
There
moving
it
pretty
goes.
good. I think they're going to get to the edge.
Oh, look at this. This
tap.
could be great. Get in there. That's nice. I don't think there's any risk of a pile being scored for red now. It's just what do they like to try and get a second.
Right. Yep. I saw the tap down to indicate draw.
That's the only option I see here too. So
middle 12 with like 4-0.
touch the button on a new side that we haven't played.
I can
Try and get your 2 for
other yellow,
yeah,
right?
Golden
and just go middle 12 so I can
I think
hold
that was
it.
pretty well played by Paisley Michaelis.
I feel like they definitely got out of big trouble. There was some big risk there, but
That's
hey,
good
you're
play.
never sad with a deuce. Mixed doubles is a little bit different.
Mine's
There's more
pretty
scoring,
good.
but 2 is a good score. Let's see if they can make
Curl
it.
always.
Trying to guess
Got it,
this
curl.
new
It looks
side.
a little heavy.
Heavy and wide, yeah. They got to get some curl out of it to get to the button for sure.
But if they can go off of that yellow and get an inside roll, maybe? No, they don't need it.
2.
They got there.
Just barely?
Just barely?
Just barely. It looks close.
They're taking a look.
Okay.
Yep, good enough.
All right.
Count
Stu.
it up for 2.
All right, and while we have a little break in the action, as they reset for the next end, today's game, our title sponsor, is Modus Financial. Modus offers your credit card processing and POS technology. Is your credit card processing and POS technology solution partner. Whether you need a single credit card swiper, POS equipment, or an integrated POS system, Modus has a solution. Modus offers a wide variety of payment processing services, each with enhanced features designed to help process credit card payments, increase your sales, reduce expenses, and improve your productivity. Visit moduscc.com.
Thank you, as always, to our sponsors. They help us to put that on this event. We can't do it without them. So, and if you know if somebody is sponsoring a curling event, they've got to be good people, right? That's just how that works.
Yep.
It's guaranteed.
10.
10's good.
10 is good. All right, so let's see. We're going to play
Okay,
the other
15.
side of the sheet a little bit here and just kind of warm that side up, see how things are looking.
Straight. Keep going, Sean.
Looking a little tight out of hand right away here.
Hard
Can we
straight.
get around?
Got it, yep.
It may just be
Got it. Yeah, just a little tap in the back. That's fine so long as you don't remove the yellow at this stage.
Great sweep.
So, pretty good start for
Shea,
Weldon
take
Franey.
enough room.
There is a little bit of a repetitive nature. The first shot is going to tend to always look like that. You want to draw around, and ideally,
That's
maybe you don't
70.
want to come all the way down to the backing, but anything in the forefoot's a pretty good first shot. So Theron and Paisley are gonna play the side they've been playing. Probably they're just more comfortable with the speed knowing over here.
really hear Theron put so much effort into this sweep.
Shot.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's just the production value we had without the mics and the willingness of the players to let us know they're putting in the effort. I mean, what other sport do you hear the players talking about their strategy live as you watch it? It's a pretty unique
14
thing
on
to
that
curling,
one.
I think.
I had
It is.
14.5 on hers.
You know,
Okay.
maybe golf?
It was edge of
Maybe.
eight, that's why I called you
Maybe.
on.
So, like
Yeah,
sometimes
that's
you'll hear
fine.
them like jump in with a
Alright,
mic between the player and the caddy or something
Probably
like that.
40 to
so
50 right
it's
now
probably
for
the
me.
best comparison I can think of. But
40.
But
Corner on
you
that
know,
yellow she just threw.
everyone's playing on, well, they're playing on the same course. Everyone's shots look different. So there's not much advantage, I would say,
64.
to knowing someone's golf shot. But
At least clean.
you're right. Curling is very unique that way.
You're lucky.
good first rocks from both teams. So we're seeing the last
Mine looks
no
really
removal
good.
stone being thrown here.
I think he needs to curl.
All right, both teams taking some positions in the forefoot.
Yeah.
High level
So.
mixed doubles, you tend to see a lot of that.
Okay, trying to find draw weight here. Got to be more than 400.
So what are we looking at? Looks like Theron's going to draw the other side.
4-10.
Okay, line's good.
Clean only.
We could use our fancy technology to time rocks,
Line's
but I
good.
just heard Paisley call us a 410, which
Yep.
in more club conditions would definitely be guardish, but in these nice conditions we have today, that's going to be swept to the tee. Almost.
Nice shot.
Yeah, it's good.
Almost.
This now? Or
No,
just
But it sets
Right
up
here.
some pretty nice angles.
Like hack.
Okay.
Yep. Close to nose as we can get.
Yeah, so with Theron and team playing the yellow, they have to find a way to deal with that red in the back button. That's their way to score a bundle, is to find a way to get rid of that. They have some thin angles maybe to get there, but right now it's not directly exposed. Have to get a little creative with some combinations maybe.
Well,
You
it
like
looks
that,
like Weldon Franey here is trying to curl just past nose and move both those yellows outside of the 4-foot.
It's interesting to see if you can get both of them moving that much.
He said backline hack, if I heard correctly. So
Hard.
I think you can
Roll over the
send the
guard.
one backwards, but the target stone being hit would want to
Ooh,
just tick guard there.
now, what does that change for Paisley Michaelis? They've
Little tap on the one I just threw.
opens up the
Actually,
hit on theirs a little
I
bit
threw it a little
more.
harder too. It goes right to that back red.
Yeah.
Be nice to line those two up so they are on that back red.
I like that.
The one behind the button.
Okay.
So 400. Here, less room.
Yep.
Okay, they're thinking Josh
Yeah,
to get another one in there.
last one.
Yeah, just draw tap, rearrange some angles, and try and play it off of that the last yellow rock thrown in the top 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the angles aren't great to remove that back red right now, but they don't have to be. They just have to build a threat for later.
4-0.
Okay, line's good. Close though. Close.
Sounds like the weight was
Whoa.
thrown as called.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Close,
like it.
straight.
Just trying to find the contact
Hard.
angle.
Hard. Hard.
Over curling on them.
Yeah, just overcurled a little bit, but
Or
trying to
even this
decide
is
what I
okay.
think of those
So
angles now. There's a
Running
lot.
goal.
There's a
They're
lot going
playing
on to
this
look at in
next.
mixed doubles. There's all kinds of different ways things can be moved. So
This is my
sometimes
last.
I have a little
Yeah.
bit of, like, my
almost
CPU
don't
and my
even
brain
mind.
just locks for a second as
With,
I try to
like-
calculate what could be
But
possible
I'd
here.
like to keep the shooter like
I mean,
here.
there's a couple
Ah.
of different angles that work
I think you're playing
if
it
you're
thin.
promoting that yellow,
Well then,
doing the
we're
yellow,
losing
yellow
this, we're maybe losing
double
this,
to
and we're
get
Well, if
losing
you're
the
playing
shooter.
thin, that three
the
stick
red.
in there.
uh,
If I do this
You know,
now, that's not bad.
inside nose is probably
I like that
number
better.
one
It's
because you
here,
can
not
leave
there.
that
Here's
yellow
better.
on the
Okay.
far, well,
Yeah.
the far side of the button. Or, you could also use that
Do they
stone
have a double on
to
that
bounce
side?
off of, which really makes those angles work pretty well to help remove
Can I
that
get the double on
the
this side?
stone the red stone just off the
No.
button.
Okay.
Now, but it's a red shot.
No, it's a thin
Yeah.
half.
They're
They'd have to play it
trying
really
to just
down, and
promote
probably not
their
going it.
red
Okay.
up
You threw 64
on the top
your
4, I
last.
believe.
64 on your last.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Just gonna lob
thinking
it up
through the options you were saying. I think he's playing the other side of the sheet, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
looks like I missed
I
it.
mean, all that said, red is counting right now. So if they can keep it as
I think
is,
he's
they're
the
happy.
friend.
It's really about preventing their keystone in the back button from being moved.
Oh, they're
Line's
just going
pretty
for that
good.
one
Always
that's
curl.
the
Need to curl it.
yellow.
Not guarding
That's just
anything.
clipping the button.
If they can take away that promote angle you were looking at by covering this up in the wrong way,
And I think they did
I
right
think
there.
they've done that. Yeah.
Yeah. That line with a little bit more weight could have also set down on
Your best
the
shot.
yellow, just touching the 4,
Yeah.
or
Just like
just
a little bit
touching
more
the
than what I
button on
threw.
the T line.
Back house.
And I think that would have
Yeah.
been a pretty good
Rocks.
angle there
Like
too.
80.
Yeah.
Would have made it
Yeah,
hard to
to
remove
97.
both of those.
Little less broom then.
So it looks like the call here is to bring on the weight up a little bit to play a little bit of tap, like kind of back house, back line kind of weight. I think they're playing the redstone just thrown.
Just outside
Okay.
the 8 foot, I think.
Okay.
So they can get
Although
some
these are running on me
mostly
last
nose-ish
night, so
action. They can
be
get the
close
yellows
to 8
running
foot.
toward. They can get a yellow at
Throwing
least
back
on
house.
toward the pin.
Okay.
I think that's
Try
the
to hit
idea
it.
here.
Just a little high side.
Yeah, just a little high
80.
side, he says. So he wants to hit just the outside part of that red in the top 12 that they just threw.
90.
Close.
90, so not a huge
Whoa.
amount of weight.
Yep,
Curl.
just a tick faster than they just
Curl,
threw.
curl. Hard.
How much weight's going to come off the stone at this angle?
Really nice.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
That's exactly as called.
Great.
You're playing this.
With like bumper.
Bumper's fine, yeah.
As good as that is, are they going to end up just locked into a
Yeah,
single
just into
point
the
here?
4.
Where do I want to hit it?
As much as you can see.
Okay.
Yellow has a lot of representation around the 4 foot, but how do they turn this from a 1 to a more than 1?
I don't know. I think red here
Should
with
I play
their
less
final
than
stone is
Well,
going
yeah,
to
because you're not killing it. You can play
try and
back.
just
Oh, yeah, let's play hack.
Okay,
lock
go,
their red that's top
go like
4
at the shield with
on
Pat.
that stone in the button.
You think I can see the shield?
Can you see that blue line?
Maybe.
In
Yeah,
the,
I
like,
think, yeah,
third-
I
like
got
third
it, I got
8?
it, got it. Hack is like 95?
That 4
I'm trying to conjure up some kind of a miracle setup that they can get rid of that back red. Just to think about what red should defend against here.
Getting rid of that back red is really difficult with how close
Curl.
things are.
Curl.
Although this is going to
Curl
change
for
angles.
anything.
Just don't know how yet.
That's great.
That was a called shot, and I think it really does lock them in for 1. Or
I mean, it's probably worth
holds
trying,
yellow to 1.
but I don't know that it's going to sit here and outcount
Yep.
this one.
Yep, I'm not seeing options. This is
Yeah,
a
I don't think
classic,
it's close.
I'm not
I'm
locked
not
in
sure
with
what else
you.
we're playing
You're
unless
locked
we're
in here
throwing
with
it
me.
away.
Yeah, it's the force.
I
It
guess
is the
you
force.
could try to hit this one into here. Hope it spins up. I don't think this is ever going anywhere. If you hit it to here,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know that
do
it
you-
ever spins up.
Do you
though.
ever try something
Which one do you
risky,
like best?
running that
I'm
yellow
fine with
outside of
either.
the house and
What was
seeing
the
if you
other
can
one?
clip
Playing
your
this?
currently
Yeah.
your shot
I
stone
almost
and
think
kiss
this
it
is
in
the
there? Does that do
safer one.
anything?
Yeah,
Don't you?
yeah.
All right.
I don't think
Like
so. I
control?
think you get that back red out, but the red they just promoted prevents scoring multiples with that.
Probably have to throw it harder if
Yeah.
we really want to get it to do that.
I think
We
there's
can
just
throw
enough
more.
space between them
Like
that you
normal?
don't get them
Normal?
both moving. But I think that's what they're looking
Yeah,
at.
basically.
Like right
Just
there?
a shade low.
I thought it
or
was being
shade high.
pretty creative there, but they
Yeah.
came up with the same
Just a
thing.
shade
So I
high.
guess
Yeah.
it's the only thing to try. I don't think you can ever remove yourself from counting 1 doing this, which would be the good news, right?
That's true.
You were taking what, half a broom head on this?
That shot stone
'Kay.
just off the button for yellow is basically in jail.
And this is to end up low
Oh,
and we
there's
don't
no
do
way for
anything.
nowhere for
So
it
you
to
thinking
leave.
where that line is?
Yeah. If anything, we just hit low and take our 1.
Okay.
You got
Normal.
it. Shade high.
Whoa, got a curl. Whoa. Yeah!
See if anything interesting can happen here.
Whoa!
Close to the angle they want. Just a little thin on it.
1.
In the end, no harm. They stayed with the 1 they got. Is this? All right. So between ends here, we'll go with our another title sponsor, Revive Restoration. Revive Restoration is Madison's largest independent family-owned restoration company. They wrote it in we. We have been successfully restoring damaged properties in the central Wisconsin area for thousands of homes and business owners. Revive offers complete emergency mitigation services for properties affected by water, fire, smoke, mold, and trauma. Our emergency response teams are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. and they would like to be directed to their website for more information. That's revivepros.com. Thank you to Revive Restoration for being a sponsor.
Yep, they're our sheet sponsor for today. Looks like things are almost set up. And for our next end?
Yep, every end of mixed doubles sets with preset stones, and we don't have referees or officials out there. That means the players have to do it.
Which provides us just a little bit of time to read our ads.
That's what it's there for. I love reading ads.
65 should be close.
Okay, so
Line's good.
they're thinking it's a little slower heading
Wait
out to
only.
the outside part of
Line's good.
this ice because the weights we were seeing earlier on this half of the sheet going the other way were nowhere near 65.
Yep.
But Theron's happy to hear see a faster stone out of hand. So out in some fresher ice. You do see this in mixed doubles quite often. You play a lot of shots down the middle with that sort of tappish weight. So oftentimes the first thrower is stuck with this problem of trying to figure out how to get
14.
wide and on fresher ice and
Yeah,
not be
like
throwing
10
what
for me?
everyone
10,
else has been
15?
throwing.
15 is good, yeah. Middle 12.
I can say at the lower level we get fooled by that quite often and underthrow that first shot, so you'll see it come up short and maybe a guard maybe too often.
Tight.
Okay.
Really tight.
It's
15.
a little counterintuitive. These
Straight.
players know what they're doing. They
Straight.
factored in for that and got a
Keep
shot in
going
the
straight.
forefoot. It's a good start.
You're by the guard now.
You know, while you might think you'd want to be down to it, being top house means that you're still coming into the button
Shine.
instead of leaving. And with that mistake being a little heavy by red, it sets yellow up.
Like the out or the in?
Yeah, they became shot stone, but like you said, controlling the front part, the top 8, top
I don't
4,
mind either.
sets
I
up
don't
you
mind
up
the out,
for
just a
the
little
angles
tap
to
on
come in
ours.
later and gives you
You do?
control of the end.
Or
So
do you like keeping stuff separated?
it's nice to be a little
It
to
might be
play in
better,
front of
maybe.
T a little bit as you can.
I'm just thinking where a shooter will sit.
Yeah. I like it. 410.
410.
410. Top 4 is okay.
So now yellow Theron and Michaelis and Paisley will play the other side. So that if they can put another one that takes away that draw path,
410.
they'll be really in control and maybe
Line's
set
good.
up for a steal even here.
Close. Yep. Oh, line's good.
Obviously,
Line's
it's a
good.
long way to go to get
Got
a
a
steal
curl.
from where we are, but
Got a curl.
You got to start
Looks
someplace.
all there.
That one may be overswept.
Sorry.
Looks a little deep.
That's my bad.
It's okay. It's not a bad spot. I mean,
Theron is pointing out the bright side of it, which is there's red catchers behind it, but that's, trying to keep positive about the fact that there's now one behind the button and a nice target to draw to for red. They can get themselves out of trouble here with a nice
Kurt,
draw.
usually you give me some
Yeah. Well, no,
True.
you were right on the time, but it was like, that's the alt there. I should have communicated that.
No worries.
Yeah, I mean, we
So-
missed the guard by a good 8 inches, so.
Well, yeah, because I didn't know it was back line.
Yeah.
All right, 50.
Sounds about right.
So Franny will be throwing here to try and draw in a little bit. And
51.
okay, I saw him slide out. I
Mine
thought
looks
that's way
okay.
too little, but he
I
put
think
a little
it's
add
curl.
on there.
Curl. $13.6.
Not bad. They got in there,
whoever hit
got
that.
shot stone
Yeah.
and moved it a bit.
Think so?
They would have liked to
Absolutely.
come a
Or
little
just
lighter
a-
and curl
just a
in.
heavy, just back 8.
Yeah, 80s.
Yep.
Looks like Weldon and Franny switched to throwing first and last and middle stones.
Not getting a lot of warp right now.
Oh, I didn't notice that switch. It is loud, so you can change your
Probably
order as
inside
long
the
as you
blue
have
line here.
somebody throwing the first and last and then the middle 3.
He's
Yep. 87.
it's close. Yep. Hard!
You were saying air horn?
Hard!
Tell me what app or whatever we need to get.
It's on the guard.
Removing that center guard changes
Thought I
what
threw
is
it
possible
okay. It's
by
on the
quite a bit.
broom.
I think it's bumper weight.
That's yeah, a bit of an understatement. Buttons
knows
wide
what's
open.
gonna
They got
do?
these sort of tappy options
Yeah.
there. I didn't listen in enough to see what they like here. Red with hammer wants to get. I don't know. They I think they benefit from things opening up a bit. If they can get the top yellow moved, they're threatening for a big score.
Just a touch more. Yep.
And I think they are playing sort of that down weight hit on that top yellow. Unclear if they're going to try and hit that into the yellow pile or
Close.
where they were trying to hit.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Curl. Good.
Looks like just
Sorry, it pulled me. Good sweep.
Yep. That's fine.
Yeah, that's nice. That does the job they needed it to do. The back yellow is now exposed for
Yeah,
maximum
it's pretty
scourge.
ballsy. It's almost. It might be this.
But it's there and like.
Although then they play this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we have to, eh? Even if we hook it on this one, it's probably okay, right?
Yeah.
I think Theron's looking at
So
a
if
freeze
we're
to try and get out of
here for
trouble here.
middle,
So there's a couple lines of thought you could be taking here. One is
Probably like this.
remove some reds to remove the
Just
maximum
outside mid.
score.
Okay.
Or
Like that?
basically
Yep.
try to make yourself unremovable as yellow to
I
prevent
think
the
it's a
damage.
hair slower, but I don't want to throw a bunch more.
No.
You know, making yourself
Just let you put
unremovable
it
is probably the ideal shot, but has very little room for error.
Yeah, this is the risk reward decision they're talking through.
4-0.
The reward for doing
that's
this well is very high, but if you don't do it well, you bring in the maximum score in mixed doubles for a possibility, which is a 6.
Four or five.
Okay, line's okay.
Okay, so critical
Yep.
moment here. Can they find the weight in the
Yep.
line?
Yep.
It looks like it's really curling early.
Yep. Hard.
Yep, they got to go.
Oh, drop it as a guard. Whoa. Whoa.
And just a little light on that outside
Just drop
path.
it as
I
a
think.
guard. We weren't going to get there.
Talking about the weight outside being a little heavier.
Yeah, exactly. They were trying to figure out what the weight for that line is. They haven't exactly played one just like this that starts from that side and curls over to the left side of the forefoot. So they were taking a guess and just came up a bit light. That being said, the miss is light. That guard does do them some good. It gives a little protection to their back counter.
He's probably throwing a beamer
I mean,
at the
it's
pile.
still gettable. It's not
Well,
like
she is
there's no
now.
shot
Yeah,
here,
you
but
know
it
what I mean.
does
Yeah.
make the shot a little trickier.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's a hair
So-
slower here. I think the 40.
I think they're going
50's
for it.
probably
50,
right,
you
because
went
that
back
other one was
forward.
Yeah.
all there.
Yep.
Just talking through what the right weight is to get that sort of, I don't know, backline or hack weight to give a little tap through.
56 seems soft.
Gave it a bit.
Okay.
I was gonna say there was a bit positive release there. So
Yep. Yeah, you hear that on the mic. Sean said gave it a bit.
Straight. You're by the guard, I think.
It's looking pretty close to me. Is the weight gonna have enough to push it back?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, they're just playing it as a draw freeze there. Interesting. Well, the response for yellow is quite clear. There's a nice cradle pocket there left. If they suck one in there, they can definitely get out of trouble.
agreed.
I thought that red might be a little more aggressive
First one was top 4, so
And
it's
try to
not
knock
far off
that
from that one.
through and roll away
Hair
to
more.
not give this pocket.
Okay. Pair more weight.
Yeah. Well, although
I
we've
think
run
they
it
were-
a couple times now.
that
it's pretty
guard-
close.
So
Scared them
just-
about
just
throwing
outside of
anything
12?
more
Yeah.
heavier weight.
Mhm.
Any freeze down there is going to be pretty good.
That's I mean, they are line
Get a little
3,
bit
so
under the
this is
guard.
a clutch moment for Paisley to find the straw. And things left as they are, there still is a shot for the maximum, so it's not all bad. Let's see what they can do.
50.
got to curl.
It's a little more than she threw for her first, and it's got a long way to curl.
Tap. Yeah.
They're thinking she's calling yes for maybe angle tapping this one.
I don't think the angles are there anymore.
Not anymore.
Hey, Bree.
It's not too
Back
good.
line.
Okay.
So now they're playing the little extra heavy weight to
Right.
score their maximum.
Yep. So if they can find mostly nose around that yellow guard and tap it straight back, they could get. They just have to move the
Give me
yellow
that 415
out of the
you
8
just
foot,
threw.
and they would be good for
And
the
throw
full
it at the edge
6.
of the 8.
As it sits, they still just they lie 3. So
I was
even
inside middle 12.
there's lots of partial makes that are still worth quite a bit. So big
And we
moment
have
for
a
the
thin
game.
half of that of your
Yeah.
red, just so you know.
Yeah. You just have
15 edge of 8.
Yep.
A little soft on the release.
Okay.
Needs to curl a lot. Just curl.
Can they get it to come in? They're gonna. Are they chipping this top
Like a lot of
yellow?
Okay.
I think they just hung out. That line's
3.
tricky for both of them.
Yep. So it'll be a 3 for red. Still a very good score, even though it feels like a big swing. So
Next sponsor for our teams, we have McFarland Tavern. It's a local business here in McFarland, a place where everyone wants to be because everyone is welcome.
that sounds very nice. That sounds like a place I'd like to go. I like being welcome. Well, since we got a little bit more time, we'll read our second team sponsor, which is a personal sponsor from members of our club, Cindy Reiner and Greg Thornburg. Cindy and Greg have been Madison Curling Club members since 2004 and 2015, respectively. Mixed doubles is a favorite format of theirs, and they've played in every Madtown DoubleDown. Defending club-side champions, by the way. They didn't put that. I'm just putting that. They're happy that they can help and support an event that gives them an opportunity to watch, talk with, and curl right
So I
next to
think we're
world-class
like
players.
25,
So
30?
thank you to
Yes.
Cindy and
I
Greg.
have 405 on your slide.
Okay, can you get that smush?
All right, now,
Thank you.
in game context, it's only the 4th end, but it feels like a critical end for yellow team to make a bounce back. There can be big scoring swings in mixed doubles, and this is a moment where they
39.
need one.
Okay. Line's,
Yep.
It's going to be
It's
curl,
got
I
to
think.
prevent the game from getting away from them at this point
Line's pretty good.
if they're
Curl
not
straight.
scoring something here.
You're by. Curl.
Looks like a pretty good throw right down, maybe a little tap on that yellow.
Yep, that's a real nice start. I can say from experience, when you're looking for a bounce back as Team Yellow and mixed, you're just hoping that the first thrower just doesn't really set it right in there somewhere. You know,
Might be a
give you
little
this little
steep.
sense that you might put some pressure on. So it's
Well, wait only.
good clutch
Nice
play
good.
from Weldon Franey
Wait
to
only.
keep the pressure on
Gotta
Yellow.
curl.
See what they can do with it. Nice draw in there by Paisley.
Good shot.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, real good.
Thanks. Good sweep.
So they got themselves a nice start here. Some possibilities. Control the
I
button.
think I was like
So
12.
Okay.
see what happens for
'Cause
them.
when I was edge of 8, that got too close to the guard.
Okay.
In mixed doubles, there is a variation of the starting positions that is possible. We call it power play. Neither teams have elected to choose to do that, but that's sometimes done by teams to. It's been. I hear lots of different opinions about like when that's good to use, what it's for. It moves play away from the center, so it can be good defensively. It can be good to change things up because you go to a different part of the ice. Sometimes people think that's a better way to score. So it's a unique aspect of this format.
Think you want to curl?
Hey, usually see that later in games, but we will, with the score the way it is, it was possible to see that earlier. So
Yeah, I personally have mixed feelings about it, especially if you're trying to get a big score. I feel like you're not going to get that 3, 4, 5 in the power play quite as often, but you're more likely to get rid of the hammer or score a 2
Probably
maybe.
in.
It's kind of
It's like
it feels good
quick
in
or on top
defense
of
to
it.
me if you
I
want to
agree.
make
I
sure
like
not
the
to
end.
give up a big end.
I agree.
What time for this, you think?
Make
on
sure
this
that
side?
10?
Okay.
the team with hammer
We're up-
almost always
we're
has
getting better here.
access to get to the button, which quite often with center guards and the early hit rule, you're
25.
you can be locked out of the button.
Got room. Got
One
room.
of the like undermentioned aspects
Go
of it too
down.
is it takes you to a part of the
Just a
sheet you
little
haven't
low.
been playing so
Got
much.
a curl. Got a curl a lot.
When you're watching it, you don't feel that quite as much as when you're playing. It's like, oh, what
Yep,
side of
as
the
far as
sheet
you
is the
can.
hard sheet to play right
As far
now?
as you can. As far as you can.
Well, especially with what we've seen with lines just
Really
a little
nice.
bit wider
Pretty
being
good.
significally different
Actually
in
pretty
weight.
good. Or I can chase it with
Makes
like
it
bumper.
a much
Whatever you
more
think.
challenging
I
aspect.
think I like the run.
Okay, which run?
Well, Yellow's putting together a threat
Straight
here,
field,
controlling the
that's
center
right.
line
Yeah.
up and down the forefoot. So Weldon Franey, I think, is going to clear the guard, run it back, and see if they can get some things done.
Like almost nose, hair high.
Do you like the broom then?
Touch less. Yep.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Should see some action here.
Really good.
Got two. Pretty nice.
Got two, yes. Really opens up the forefoot.
Outside.
Yeah.
Leaves stones on the center line, so there's still options for Yellow to keep piling them in there. And one of the things that was left here is that top 8 red makes the run back a second time harder to do. So if I'm playing Yellow, I do feel some upside, even though that was a great shot. I do feel
I think
some
it's far.
upside of this.
I don't really want to throw you a 25, but I don't think it's
The
far
fact
off
that
on this side.
those
No, I agree.
essentially that guard is offset. It still allows red to play that stone in the top 8
Four.
back. I think it just
Mine's
changes
good.
what stone
Little close.
you'd promote.
True.
Weight's close.
Line's good. Yep, yep. 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 Line's good. Line's good.
It's looking a bit light.
Just around it. Just around
Are
it.
they able to pull
Just
it?
barely
I think
around
this is
it.
close. Heroic sweep here. Nicely done.
It's a very nice sweep.
Sorry, a little
Okay.
deep.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or I draw. I'm okay with this.
Do you like the draw better?
I
Now
think
we're
I like the
looking-
draw.
They like the draw better. I was looking to say here's where exactly what you're talking about comes into play, which is that top 8 angle is open. They have to play it at a more softer weight to get to it, but it looks like they're electing for the draw instead.
I think it just comes down to what they're comfortable with. I
Mhm.
think that
14-8 on that
with
one,
a
right? So
a softer
speed's
weight,
really good.
it does
Yeah, I
just
got
fine
15.
to help build a wall
That
behind
64 you threw
what would
in the
end up
second
being your shooter on
was top 4.
on the top button.
Yeah, personally, I like the draw here myself. Better than tapping. It looks really nice. Yellow went a little deeper than they would have liked to, perhaps. So just a heavy draw puts you in a good position.
And I think that's the key, is that the heavy draw can still move that stone on the button.
This looks nice. Kind of pull it
Straight,
in.
Franny.
So great.
my foot clipped like the backside of this. I think it's probably one tap that way. It's what, yeah. I didn't see it. Okay.
Whatever you think.
Yeah.
Little minor foul
Just
on
like
the sweep.
this
They're
way?
just correcting
Yep.
the stone
Just
positions.
back house weight.
So yeah,
Probably
unfortunately
here?
they were
Yep.
a little heavier and a little wider than they would have liked, so they've exposed more of that red than they intended to. So yellow does have an option to hit and roll inside here to lie 3.
How many mulligans did I get on this one? I had 4 of them last night.
I haven't studied the rules ahead of time to know what the mulligan situation is. I think
You got this.
we play 0 mulligans in this event,
80s?
if I remember correctly, but I'll get back to you on that.
90s?
90.
Okay.
We'll find out if Theron needs one here coming up.
90.
It's a big moment. They
Mine's
got to
okay.
get some momentum going, and this is the time.
It's really close.
Got a curl.
Curl.
You know,
hard
mulligans really
curl.
aren't a thing in the curling world. I've had
Hard.
many games where I'd wish they were.
Yeah.
It looks like this one's just hanging outside.
Yep.
Gonna, and completely miss
Too
everything.
much weight.
Right here.
I mean, at this level, probably he's going to be punished either way, but I was wondering if it was better to miss it entirely and leave it how it is. But
So I think Red is going to come down and try and sit on the
All
button.
right, so that 40 you threw with your first is all
on the right
there.
side, but they could also
So
come down
40
and sit on the
even
inside
less is
of
okay.
the yellow
Do you think it's just
if they
edge
went
of
around the
even
other
So
side.
I was middle
So I think
12 on
they
the
always
line,
had a
which
shot
I think is the line.
here.
for sure.
So see the
for
white
sure.
spot against the
Yeah,
board?
yeah. I'm gonna.
That's fine. I was going to say the miss is a hair
So
tight.
if yellow got to throw again and it was the hammer, they
Right.
would still have their
Yeah.
chance for 3, and they'd feel
40.
okay about it. So they're just kind of crossing their fingers that Weldon Freeney don't slam the door here.
45. Little heavy.
Okay, room.
This looks a lot like what Theron just threw to my eye. We'll see how this comes
Curl.
down. It's a little less weight, so it's going to come in.
Curl.
Is
I
it?
no, I think tapping their own is okay here though,
Yeah.
which
To make this.
makes that hard to
This
remove.
guy you got to
Yep.
throw just here.
I think there's a shot for, obviously they draw for 1, but I don't know that
Think
you
it's
can
there?
Oh,
get to the inside of that red with enough weight to
I think so.
score your
Okay.
3.
It's a
I mean,
good
draw
question.
the button, but
We haven't seen enough
You're
of
drawing
these
here.
weights.
Yeah.
With some of the big curls I've seen, I want to believe it's possible, but
Okay.
We haven't seen it, so it's
I think so.
definitely a
I
big
think you
ask.
just throw back 4 probably with like tight room like this.
Okay.
Maybe even tighter.
You got to throw back 8.
Okay.
I think this is going to come down to how well they can sweep around that yard.
Right. Yeah, what have they learned
Back 8,
about
you're
the
probably
conditions
taking a little
here?
less though.
Yeah, less ice. Yep.
We got to play a tight broom to get there.
I'm
Okay.
nodding and agreeing with what Theron is saying. That's exactly what I'm thinking about here too.
I'm almost thinking blue line, back 8. What do you think? You want to more or less?
Personally, I like the tighter broom because
Yeah,
I think they have
outside of
to
the
go for
thick
the big
blue
one
I
here.
line.
haven't had a curling problem here.
Yeah.
Because I
Back
mean
8.
that guard is at the halfway position or so, and you have some time and space to curl. So if you're throwing even back line, I think you could get there.
It's a
He's
little heavy.
Just across nose.
Stay close on line. Yep. Yes.
This
hard
might be the
line.
one.
Gotta go hard
They can get
line.
around. If they can get
Ooh,
around.
I don't know if they're getting around.
See, look how much curl there is.
Yep.
That was close actually.
It was close. They
So that'll be 1 for red, and we'll go into this is our halfway point.
We'll just take this moment to remind you of our title sponsor, Modus Financial. Modus is your credit card processing and POS technology solution partner. Whether you need a single credit card swiper, POS equipment, or an integrated POS system, Modus has a solution. Modus Financial offers a wide variety of payment processing services, each with enhanced features designed to help process credit card payments, increase your sales, reduce expenses, and improve your productivity. Please visit them at moduscc.com.
Thanks again to our sponsors. All right, setting up again here for the 5th. Man,
50?
Yeah.
I empathize so much with the comeback attempt.
50 to 60.
It's just like it's right there, you feel it, and I'm just like, man, just set him up again. Give me that shot again. Let's see if we can do it in this end and stage the comeback. Still got 4 ends to play, so there's time.
Line's
but
great.
Score looks pretty daunting to overcome at this point.
Line's really good.
2.
Okay. I think keep going.
Okay, now this is what I was talking about. This is what happens to me when I play mixed doubles.
Edge of 12.
I think so.
We try to draw into that forefoot and we end up pairing up
than
those
it
guards like that. So this is a good start for a comeback. See if Paisley can wrap one around here.
You know, I wonder if we're starting to see a little fatigue
I think it's all there.
From the sweepers.
It is a factor in this game more than the other formats, but I think at least these teams in the first event with the play they've been doing are probably still good. Ooh, they tried to play the other side, just drifting behind the tee. I mean, not bad. You got to hope for some misses to make your comeback either way. So, a good start, good enough.
Huh?
See what Weldon Franey can do.
Oh, you're trying, you got it.
Players will be thinking back to draws they've seen on this side and trying to judge.
Straight.
They're going a little bigger weight on this side of the sheet, I think.
Hard.
Ooh, this
Hard
one's
straight.
in danger of the guard.
Grab.
Here, Sean called it a grabbed. And that means it's curling bigger and slowing down than they were expecting it to.
Well, this is an opportunity here for Paisley Michaelis
Insert
to
looks easier.
drop another one in behind cover.
Yeah.
Yep. This is basically all you could hope for when you're trying to get a big score.
410. I gotta take a little more broom because it's not draw the button.
Okay.
Take a little more broom.
It's all right. Go ahead.
See what they can do with this.
Line's okay. Close. Line's okay. Plenty of room.
Just got to slow down. Looks a little hot to me.
Looks all there and then some.
Yeah, it's all there. Back 4. Back 8.
I think at this point you'd rather have it deep than hanging out wide.
Okay.
I mean, yes, I like back 12 better than back 4, if that's kind of the way you're thinking.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they would
No.
definitely prefer to be
Time
top
out is
12
not
in that situation before back 12. Just kind of controlling that draw path, because again, similar to a previous end when we were going this way, Weldon Franey can get out of trouble with a nice draw to the button. They could get basically locked in jail with a beauty.
And with so much granite up front, it's going to take more than one shot to remove that and gain access.
Yeah, they don't want to be running red-red combos into a pile of yellows to try and save their end. That's not what you want to be doing.
Straight. Hard.
This one's up on the guards again.
What are you doing?
Well, this is definitely a change of feel. I feel like the teams were thrown pretty nice to start the game, and now this has turned into a bit of a struggle. Everyone's trying to figure out what's going on with the ice. Obviously, conditions change as you go, so you know it's not as easy as it looks on TV. I'll tell you that.
405.
Line's good. Close. Yep. Yep. Line's good.
Now this one doesn't. Can she
Line's
carry
good.
this one?
Curl.
Can you get the carry?
Curl.
Carry it in there.
Hard.
I think that's a beautiful shot.
That's a what we call a team shot. Well thrown by Theron and then swept to perfection.
Real good sweep.
Thanks.
Half a rock.
Okay.
One right back in there.
Probably a good thing they took off their sweatshirts.
Yeah, you know it's getting
Light.
serious.
Yep.
That's where you want to hit it, right?
Yep.
You're doing plenty of sweeping when it's warm enough to take off your
Hey, Bree. The
sweatshirt.
miss is thin.
I thought you were gonna say when it's warm enough to take off your shorts. That's a different kind of curling than I've played. But like we said,
like the room?
hopefully you're, as red, hopefully you're not playing red-red combos into a yellow pile. And that feels a bit like a prognostication at this point to me, because that's what they're going to try. Not many stones to play. Red's trying to just prevent a big score because scoreboard-wise, they just need to. They could give up a couple and still be okay. It's close.
It removed one rock.
It did some damage and opened up. It removed one and opened up some space. So it's a good shot. No one's gonna like scream and cheer about it being like shot of the week, but it was very good. It got a lot done for them.
It did.
Same draw, just gotta go edge of 12.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think about.
Don't need to be fully buried. Like half under is probably real good here.
Yeah, that's
Same weight.
I was like, where do you want to be? If you're yellow and you get to set this stone wherever you want it, what does that look like? And Theron says half buried, so showing a little bit under the guard to protect your two that are already in there.
Good ad.
And probably not all the way in there. So top 8 would be probably good.
Yep. Even top 12, I think, would be reasonable.
Line's good. Whoa.
We'll see how far this one carries. It looks like it's going to be a little deeper than
Gotta
that.
curl at the end.
This one's going into his.
Only if you can, though.
No, it's pretty close.
Sit.
Out of his hand, I thought that was going to go run into the back 2 for sure, but it found the brakes right when it needed to.
Yeah.
Ultimately, a really good result, I think.
Well, if Weldon Franny can lock one on the stone that was just thrown, I don't know that there's a good way to remove it, and they can afford to give Paisley and Michaelis the 1.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, is there a harder shot in curling than the corner freeze? Because if you're trying to do this and you bounce off, then you're leaving yourself exposed to hit and roll, hit and then you get the 5 out of it. So it's a high-risk thing to corner freeze perfectly. Maybe if you just follow it down and sit on top, just freeze them out.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about a perfect angle freeze. I think anywhere, honestly, top 4 helps reduce that scoring area quite a bit.
Long way to curl and a little heavy.
Don't leave it open.
Yeah, she knows don't leave it open, but I don't think that's avoidable at this point. Let's see. Oh, it's better than I thought. But it is going to pop open.
It's going to pop open, and it tucks the yellow on the back 4 under cover.
You can just throw normal if you want to keep it straight.
I think we just do normal.
Even if we jam this.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
You like normal?
Yeah.
Good team talk there.
I think just
they're pretty locked into their 3, right? So we're gonna have a nice swing.
Okay.
Perfect shot here. Removes that. Doesn't catch the yellow in the back, and then they count for 5. Tie this game right back up, just like that. What a wild swing this could be. They said they wanted to go with normal,
where we see it.
so that they're going with bigger weight just to make sure
dead
red
nose.
goes.
Yep.
Little inside, we're not going to do any damage if you get on the inside part.
I love these mics of the players because I'm sitting here just nodding vigorously at what Theron is saying here. Couldn't agree more.
Easy, easy. Got it curl. Got it curl. Stay close. Close.
Oh, yep, she's got this.
Yes!
I think they just want to make sure that they don't.
5.
There it is.
There it is.
Oh, behind you.
And we're all knotted up.
This is what you came to see, a big, swingy, scory mixed doubles game.
And we'll take this opportunity to thank our sheet sponsor, Revive Restoration. Revive Restoration is Madison's largest independent family-owned restoration company. We have been successfully restoring damaged properties in the central Wisconsin area for thousands of homes and business owners. Revive offers complete emergency mitigation services for properties affected by water, fire, smoke, mold, and trauma. Our emergency response teams are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, please visit them at revivepros.com.
And it looks like we are setting up for our first power play of the game. We'll work on that. I got to work on the power play. That's my first power play. Just give me a little grace on that one.
This power play is brought to you by ESPN Madison.
All right, so now as we talked about earlier, this is like a momentum stopper. I think it's kind of almost a defensive play here for Weldon Franey. Just kind of make sure to score, simplify things a bit. I don't know. What's your take on that?
Well, I was just thinking, they have the hammer in the even ends.
Not a good time for
So I think making sure they score something here helps ensure that they are able to come home in that last end with hammer as well. So it's a little bit of strategy from the four-person game coming back over. I don't know that there's a whole lot of strategy from the four-person game that comes over into mixed doubles. There's a lot more draws.
So I'm thinking it's like right here.
Yeah, there's not the idea of keeping it clean is not something you can really do in mixed doubles in the same way you can four-player curling.
And
but
I think the weight will be the same.
I think it's still sound to think that, hey, if you can try to score twice to their scoring once, that's gonna benefit you in a tie game. So Paisley Michaelis kind of like, this is interesting now because how do you approach a power play versus the regular kind of play? Paisley Michaelis are approaching it with trying to bring play back to the center with a tight center guard. And Weldon Franey are going to try and use their corner guard and suck a second one in there to bring up their maximum scoring. So
Great judge.
there's a couple different ways you could think about this. I feel like there's more play and more options for things that are defensible approaches than the main starting position.
In the end, it all comes down to shot making.
Yep. I mean, if you shoot good,
Really good weight.
you'll do good. Don't make it too academic.
Yep.
Maybe a little down.
But as we were saying about
line's
trying to
good.
score in the even ends,
Close.
it's maybe a big ask, but
Line's good.
if you could
Line's
be
good,
thinking
line's
steal
good.
as yellow,
Well, and I think
Just
this
gotta
is,
sit.
if you are, the shot here is, essentially
Think
sets
it's like
up
pin
the,
swap. Yeah.
rocking the 4 foot under cover that you'd
Do you want the
see
double?
normally.
You want the double?
What?
You want the double?
So I
Yeah.
think they're thinking steal.
yeah, I like the setup. I mean, they didn't put it dead center, but besides that, they have
much weight?
a rock on the 4 foot and a guard on it, so it's going to put Weldon Franey in the position of clearing. This is the first zone where that's allowed, so they'll begin doing that right away.
I don't expect to see anything too strange here because we're still playing right where the rest of the game has played. As much as we talked earlier about
Close.
the power play
Hard.
putting more stones in places where we don't normally
Okay. That's fine.
see them
Second through.
or where the ice hasn't been warmed up.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
really curled.
The run or the guard?
And that would
Which
apply
one?
mostly to
What?
Reds
The
first,
run or
that
the
sort
guard?
of draw under the
Doesn't
corner.
matter,
That's
whichever you
something we
want.
haven't seen, but the rest of the play, especially with
I think you need the guard.
Paisley Michaelis, bring the play back
Hey,
to
I
the
mean,
middle.
we're guarding for a
We'll
little.
end up playing a lot of the lines we've already played. So, yep, they are definitely going for the all-out steal here, trying to put the guard back.
45.
So I said maybe
Curl
power
side.
play isn't the way to get a big
Probably
score,
curl.
but if your
Curl,
opposition
curl.
is going all-out steal, it might just
Gotta
become
get it over center.
a possibility for a big swing right back.
Yep, all the way.
This has got a long way to curl.
All the way,
It
keep
does.
going.
It's moving though. I think
Keep
it'll cover
going.
some.
Hard.
Wow, I'm like holding my breath as I watch that thing finish.
Yeah, it really turned over in the last couple of feet. I think now you just play, that hack weight and
Yep. It's really down weight, go after it, and you play it tight to the guard. So if you get around it, great. If you happen to clip the guard, you've cleared it just the same, and you're very
You like
happy with
that
that.
broom?
That said, it does bring more touch and feel into the game, whereas, you know, Franey's got big weight, can throw it hard and straight easily. So this brings a little more of a, I say it's a harder shot, even though there's lots of good misses.
Close. Yes. Yes, hard. Yes, hard. Yes, hard. Hard, 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 hard. Hard to get by. Hard to get by. Hard to get by.
So they're going to sneak
Yes,
it just
yes,
by.
never off. Stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on. Okay.
Almost threw it too good.
Great throw.
Good call.
Because again, if you have the eyes that yellow does for a must steal, that creates a nice little backing. You just sort of draw at what red left there. Oh, never mind. That's not what we're doing.
Yep.
As the mic just picks up that ice
Yes,
ripple
yes!
of Theron coming out.
Oh, this
They're cutting
is
and running.
trouble.
Yep, that's not what they're looking for. Although
Or here.
they're going to get forced into coming under that staggered guard at some point.
Yeah.
At least to cut down the damage, if not to steal outright.
Yeah.
Yeah, because playing this.
I felt kind of automatic with the line that Paisley and Michaelis were playing at the beginning, that their strategy was to try and get under a guard and steal, and I felt like that play was still on. So I was kind of surprised to see them change tactics.
Okay.
Okay.
Make this good. How you were throwing that 60-65?
So what does Weldon Franey do
Yeah.
to maximize their chances here?
55-60.
I'm liking a stone right at the top of the capital. You know, so we happen to be playing on one of our center sheets here in
52.
Madison, where we a few years ago celebrated our
Looks like it's running.
centennial anniversary, and we have the centennial houses in play. So it's benefited the players in a couple of ways.
You can try curling.
They've been able to reference the edges of
Curl.
the badge more or less as additional aim points, and this is maybe a touch deeper than I would have put it, but still very,
Like
very
that?
good, and you
I
know,
just throw out or
puts a lot of pressure on
normal probably on the inside half because we got to get to here.
on Paisley.
We got to
Michaelis,
hit it like here, like thin.
All right.
Yeah,
so
they-
you're looking at probably just
They have
aiming
Like
changed
it's a
gears in
half to
ways
make
that
this
it's
one, it's thinner to do
surprising me.
this.
They're thinking
Okay.
hit to get in instead of.
So like
I
aiming
think
I
you're
think if you followed
normal,
that one
like in the middle of the rock.
you might give up fewer. I think that would put the most pressure on if you could just throw a draw under all that cover. But they're trying to remove some rocks from play and ideally stick a shooter around
You like
in
that?
a good position.
Yeah.
I think they can try and do both here with the angles that are set up. That they can remove a rock and get into that 4-foot.
I mean, yeah, there's a triple and stick. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can happen here. Nice, but it's all about where the thrown stone finishes. I think.
Agreed.
Half, third, or quarter.
And at a takeout weight, it's considerably harder to place a stone where you want it to be.
Yep, that's what makes me nervous. But
Whoa,
we'll see how they can do.
Easy. Easy.
Gonna hit that first one thin, and where are we gonna stick? Oh, sit down.
Just roll out over the top. I think there's a
Yeah. What do you want to play? Bumper?
pretty nice hit it
Hack
anywhere
fine.
inside,
Yeah, you can throw
and
hack.
you'll
I just think it will.
for Weldon Franey, and you're gonna score a
hack's
bunch.
great.
I'm like here.
Yeah, it was
Hack, I
so
think
close
you're
to
going
great.
into 4,
You
right?
know,
Yeah.
if that
Yep.
just stops
When
a
we
stone
played that,
to the left
that
under those
kick,
guards, you're
Yeah.
feeling a
I
lot
was
better
edge
about
of
things.
shield, and it didn't move enough.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But this is very similar to
If you want to tighten it up, you can.
the shot we saw
Let
in
me
the
look at it
previous
from
end,
down here,
just
though.
with reverse situation. Is like
I
if you
think
get
I'll
that
have
stone
all of
moving and it leaving
Yeah, you
play,
do.
you're
What's
pretty
good?
happy
we
with
never
it.
want to.
Sure.
We never want to be on the
Yes,
outside. Like
exactly.
I'd rather wreck on the guard.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Hack
If-
is that like 4-0?
4-0 to 4-10 for hack.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say, if it's just hack, you can take edge of 4, right?
It's pretty
Yeah.
quick out there.
The
If
miss
it's
is up and
4-0 or 4-10 to hack.
Yeah, that's what I was
Right.
picking up too. And I heard them talking about 4-0s. I was like, don't you want to remove the yellow? But conditions must be quick.
Mine looks good. Whoa. Needs to curl, Sean.
Got it!
Go ahead now. Yep.
This looks pretty close.
Yes, hard.
Oh, now it's
It's
curling
tight.
up.
I think it's just a lot less weight than I was expecting.
Okay.
Where are they going to move it? There's didn't touch it at all.
Didn't touch it at all.
So it's just going to be one. What a swing. I am just – this felt like doom, like Red was going to score a million, and now they just got one, so the game continues.
It's interesting. Both teams took the defensive posture on their last stone, trying to remove rocks from score and not mess up what they already had going, instead of going for the pile.
It's excellent for the neutral because we got ourselves an exciting game to watch. That's what I'm looking for. Let me dig through my sponsor pile here and find a read. Oh, okay, so for the team sponsor for Weldon Franey is McFarland Tavern. That's a local business here in McFarland, so if you're around, give them a stop by. They say, welcome to the McFarland Tavern, where a place where everyone wants to be, because anyone is welcome. And we also have our second power play. Let me get my power play. Brought to you by Endgame Curling. Endgame. I play with an Endgame broom myself, so thank you to Endgame for sponsoring.
I also play with an endgame. Do you have the large head version or the small head version?
I have the classic one that is longer and narrower. Is that the way to describe it? Versus the newer version. I forget what they call. So
one of them is the Icon. I don't remember their names.
Origin and Icon.
I think so.
Mind?
I think that's right.
Okay, so I'm the Origin, the first one. Anyway, so now we come back with power play again, and we're playing the other half of the sheet. And Weldon Franey have a similar approach. They're going to try and bring play back to the center with a, tight guard, top 12 kind of draw. I think that's well executed there.
On our rocks.
Yep.
So I was wondering if you're just trying to force or control scoring, do you do that, or do you draw toward the corner? Draw toward the corner, under the guard, toward the one that's a counter.
Yeah,
just
I
to
think so.
shrink the rings.
Yep.
I generally played the game pretty aggressive and always just try to take the control of the center, but I wondered at this level if
Right,
it made sense to be a little more defensive.
Sit.
It's,
Shoot.
we're not seeing. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm trying to respond to your question, and I don't know enough about power plays because I
guess it was down.
I don't regularly play mixed doubles.
It looked like it was writing.
That's
and when you
okay.
were sweeping
It's
it,
okay.
it was
I can take it. Can be thinking aloud. Maybe I'm just posing a question to the audience who can jump in and tell me what the right answers to these obvious questions are. Always engage us in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So a different approach here, where Weldon Franey went under the guard to get to their corner, double them up there. Michaelis Paisley used the guard to try and get under. They went a little deeper than they wanted to, but they're happy to have play come to the center. I think that maybe reflects upon they want to get they're definitely needing a multiple score here, where previously Weldon Franey were just thinking, hey, just score it all and play two hammers to one.
Yeah. I think you still throw up the guard. Don't you? Or do you like going ahead and
I think trying to get to that red, but
Yeah, you're right.
back house at most.
Yeah.
I think
It
you're
really
right. Paisley's got to. Michaelis has to
Like
score.
just get sort of half under.
Okay.
Just push that back.
Probably
Yep, I
three
like
to feel okay going into
So
the last
probably
end
just
with
like a 90, 85.
3 or
90.
more with
85, 90,
going into the last end without hammer.
Yeah, there's a there's a lot to factor in here, and they're going to go the aggressive route. I think that's probably the way. It's going to be
415 really down.
any light score for them here becomes all-out steal in the final end, which won't be a power play. So you'll get the first shot, and if you can suck one in good undercover,
Right off.
it.
Right off.
I think that they can definitely feel like they're going to be in it with almost any result here, other than giving up a big steal.
Which way do you want?
Bumper.
Here.
And that makes you wonder if
take a
the
look.
teams went to the power play too soon. You know, do you save that power play for the last end to try and keep things clean versus, you know, making it a possibility for either team to win in the last end?
Yeah, it's a tough decision. I think conventionally we see it taken toward the end or when teams need a big swing or like kind of a change of the feel, but I don't think there's really a right answer. Because if you use it earlier and take a lead with it, well, then that changes the complexion of how you can play the regular ends too, so it's tough.
Girl.
So unfortunately for Paisley, Michaelis left their stone in the back 4 open.
10-3.
Yeah, a little one.
So
For
now
now.
red will lie to
Probably board, wait, hit, and try to get behind the red, make him play the run.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
okay. So I appreciate these mics because Theron's kind of describing the situation, and there's a few choices, but what they're looking for is kind of a lighter hit on the stone sitting there in the button, and then flop away to the left and kind of leave your stuff protected. Because he anticipates that they will run a guard at that point.
55, little up.
That's what I was trying
Mine's
to
okay,
decide is
Close.
that guard tight enough to the house that they have to run it?
Curl.
And it really depends on if they stick anything out on this roll.
This is over curling a bit for him. Got to hold on.
Yeah. And that's just going to roll to the back 12 and
Main thing's just to hit
to
this.
third shot. So third
If
count.
we get this roll back here, pretty nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Even
Yes.
if he knows it, it's okay.
9.
Okay, so Weldon Franey is definitely playing
gonna be
the
straight out
damage
here?
limitation route because the stone's not a really big threat to score. I mean, it can. But they aren't thinking steal or shrink the rings. They're thinking just reduce the maximum we could give up, which I think makes sense.
What do you think?
Yep.
'Cause with how far back this is, the thrown stone can't count too closely. It's going to be toward the back. It's going to be touching the 8 foot probably at best.
Right. Now, do you
Whoa.
want to roll away in this
Close,
situation
Sean.
and not leave anything for
Straight.
Anything to catch or to
to
draw
catch? I don't know if it makes much difference
to? No, probably not.
because it's so far outside the
Beautiful
range.
weight.
Yeah, because
Or-
that
9-9.
right.
Outside the 4 foot.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so that one's going to be third.
I like intern draw, just try to generate our 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I agree.
I was wondering here because I feel like this is another pivot point of strategy for Paisley Michaelis. Do
less
they
stone than
try to
draw.
create action and bring in the starting stone there that's biting the 8 foot, or do they just ignore that and try to score 2 by getting into the middle undercover now? So he answered that question. They're going to try and draw under and make their next 2 count and get their deuce that way.
15.
Yep. Yep. Yes.
Pretty tight to the guard.
Line's good.
Oh,
Close. Yep.
I think I was nervous.
line's
There
good.
wasn't nervous.
Sit.
I'm more worried about
Sit,
the
sit,
weight
sit, sit,
that
sit.
they are going to end up with as a result of needing to get by that guard.
Can they bring it to? Oh, just drifts too far for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have a lot of room to work with, so just
My
with the
49
amount
was
of
laying in the
amount of
fifth
finish,
was
amount of curl that had that
Yeah.
port that looks pretty open is actually kind of delicate. Because if you find the weight
Like a
that you want, it's
45
going
on
to be
your
moving pretty
first.
sideways.
Yeah.
You know, because
50-55.
It is, and
Well, like even if it's
I think that's what
Yeah, that's
that's
fine.
okay.
we're seeing
Frankly,
Weldon
if it's top
Franey
eight- well, okay,
are going to draw around
I think
that same
eight's better
side
than top eight, so we don't set up a double,
to force
right?
Paisley Michaelis to the outside
I know, but I'm talking about
and
the
higher
top
weight.
eight. So
I think you're just aiming at the yellow in the house.
looking at a comment from Troy Wood, thanks for responding.
and I'm going
He's
for
a club curler and
50.
believes that as soon as you can move play to the center, that's best. Then the team with the hammer, you feel like you get pushed to
that's
just take your
fine,
one. I think I'm kind of on that page too. It feels like the aggressive call to me. Maybe it's just fundamentally correct. I try to think about trying to get play to center because the hammer is benefiting from play to the
Mine's
outsides
super good.
generally. So Weldon Franey going to try and just put another one, basically beat him to that spot that they want, I guess, right? Take away the draw or make one better than they can.
And this is looking like a beautiful shot.
Heroic sweep.
Heroic sweep. Have they been listening to my call? I've been calling some of these heroic sweeps earlier.
I was going to say, that was one of the few sweeps I've seen both players
it's just a draw.
sweeping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be kind of weird to get there. You're going to throw draw the button, which is going to be, for you, not quite edge of 12.
I think that is how you get there, though. You use the sweepers to hold
Probably
it
a
straight to
couple
get through
inches
that
in
port
from
at the
edge of 12.
lightweight because it wants to go. You just have
really
to
just keep me
use your
close to the-
sweepers to
to the
get
yellow
it through there.
Good?
All right, so this
Yeah.
is a big moment.
Inside, just inside of 12.
I mean,
Right?
red lies 2 now.
Yeah.
Even if you're down 2,
I've been throwing
3
into
going
12,
into
so
the
you're
last,
probably a little
you
less.
got to play. You got a chance to do that. So I think you'd prefer to score, but
And,
You got it.
you know, if you're those two reds in the 8-foot are, there's not a
That's
whole
pretty
lot of
good.
room between them, so I think we're only going to see a 2 or a 1.
Mine's good.
2 red or 1 yellow. I don't think we're going to.
Yep.
It's likely to see
Yes.
a 1 yellow.
that's on the heavy
Good.
side. Heavy side. Got,
Wait,
whoa,
only-
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait, only.
They can use that if they've got enough curl. Use the red. Nope. They went past it, and it's being swept back. It's going to be a steal of 2.
Steal it 2. Oof. It's like I reverted to my just like watcher of curling thing. I was like, stop sweeping it, don't do it. That's not the role I'm supposed to be playing right now, but I can't help it. All right, so we'll go into. I mean, we will go into the last end, and there'll be so. Paisley Michaelis will have to score a 3 with the hammer. They'll be down 3. We'll be back to typical. No power play. What do you call normal play? Powerless play?
I don't think it's powerless. I think it's just normal.
Oh, it's not powerless play? I've been calling it powerless play this whole time.
Want to take this moment to thank Greg Thornburg and Cindy Reiner for sponsoring the Paisley Michaelis team. Cindy and Greg have been Madison Curling members since 2004 and 2015, respectively. Mixed doubles is a favorite format of theirs, and they played in every Madtown DoubleDown. They are happy that they can help support an event that gives them the opportunity to watch, talk with, and curl right next to world-class players. I know they finished winners of the second event in Milwaukee's mixed double spiel last weekend.
Well, congratulations to them. I hadn't heard that yet. Yeah, they'll be in the club side of this event, which is a nice effect. We haven't talked about that at all. This event, while we stream these world-class curlers,
Everything. Yeah.
we also have a
Okay.
club side event. So we get this kind of
Mine's
mix
great.
of the greats of the sport trying to make their way up some of these
Mine's
Olympic
really good.
qualifiers, with just us regular people who just curl at club level, and we shared the ice with these moments. It's pretty cool.
Curl.
It's a pretty cool and unique thing. That's the double part of the double down.
It's looking like a
Sweep, Sean.
pretty ideal shot to
Okay.
Yep.
to start off. I don't know that you could place one better.
Yeah, I was talking about earlier when you're trying to get that big score, you just kind of hope that maybe that first one doesn't suck right in there, and you start to think, hey, we got one. We start with one in the house. We'll be lying 2 after the first shot we throw. You start to think, how hard is it to get from 2 to 3? That's totally possible. But a very, very clutch, nice shot there by, I think Weldon
Little
threw
tight,
that one.
yeah.
Should really put it in a perfect spot.
Yes!
This one looks like it's over curl and is going to clip the guard. Though just
I'm sorry.
expand it to make a super guard.
Super guard, yep. That, along with a powerless play, I think that's definitely a super guard. And as bad as that feels, and that doesn't feel great to
45 on the
miss
clock.
that
Can you
first
set a
shot.
little firm?
You do need some kind of a mess in
I
front
thought it
if you're
was.
going to try and come up
Yeah.
with a 3
So I think we're just losing a
out
bit.
of all
Okay.
of this. So
Um.
we got to
So I
see
want-
some. We got to see some complications.
You're in a great
And
spot.
this is
50
part of a story that
that
maybe you
what
could
we're
tell
doing?
I think that's
yourself
probably right.
that it's going to get complicated.
I think
So it will be on Weldon Franey to simplify and make it very hard or very complex to not complex. Just hey, how the space is open. How are you going to score multiple? So
And running, starting to hit when they're able, is going to be key to that. Assuming they're going to go the route of, just running Paisley Michaelis out of rocks.
Can't see it.
Got it.
Okay.
right, and in this format, they're not allowed to do that just yet. So they're just trying to draw another one in there.
It didn't help them a ton.
No, it did expose their scoring stone a little bit more, and it drifted to the back for another catcher. So things are getting interesting.
Gonna take it here more.
They're just going to draw another one in there for now. Can't get too crazy.
Line's good.
Ice still seems
Line's
to be
good.
running quite fast. The timers are getting something like 420 backline to hog.
Close. We're gonna have
Got
to
plenty
go.
of room.
Oof. Yeah, look at this
Plenty
carry.
of room. Only if you curl only if you can though.
Nope. That's pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
Sucked one into the back part of the button, I think.
We just need a bunch more of those.
There we go. Nice overhead shot from producer
Really
Joel.
pretty.
The question is, how do they get that red moving
Yeah.
to
Even that
make
same weight
those
is
in the
okay.
back four count?
Like tapping, it's okay, not ideal, but
Yeah.
Right. Definitely going to have to set up.
'Cause that
Either
line was
get
pretty
some
good
help,
for that.
meaning
line was
moving those
great.
guards from their current position to expose something, or
because the weight was
having
there.
something be in front of the house that could be played into it, either one of your yellows or a red that could be playable. So this is where it gets complicated, because like sometimes you play a shot that seems like it's a helper to you, but maybe it opens a possibility that wasn't there before for your opposition.
You can try and curl
So
it.
both teams are playing this really quick side right now, trying to find the weight, and I think we're tending to the heavy side a bit.
And I think they're playing that side because the rocks are lined up to have a nice little pocket right there on the button.
Agreed.
Well, and Paisley Michaelis doesn't want to push Weldon Franey's looks to be number
Hey,
2
throw then, I guess, eh?
counter.
Or do you want to
Yep.
play this in?
In
No, I like it.
in for one and lock it in.
Totally.
So.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe
The
it's
the
not
angles of
idea.
the stones definitely favor
talked
playing
about it,
that
right?
fast
Yep.
side, but that does also
Back
require
forward.
them to find this very delicate weight.
Gotta play it tight.
I think it favors. Paisley and Michaelis are forced to play that fast side. I think Weldon Franey could choose to play
four,
the other
it's
side
just a
because
little
even something top 4 for them
Line's
really makes it hard for Paisley and
back
Michaelis to
eight.
get the
Line's
3
close.
they need.
Curl.
Meanwhile, Theron is contradicting your call with doing the
Hard.
exact opposite. He's
Hard,
gonna.
hard.
Is he gonna do this tap right into the yellows? Can he get it moving off
Okay.
of there?
That's the danger of doing that shot is,
26
now there's still a pocket,
Yeah, no, it's still that.
Yeah.
but maybe that's what's needed in order to set up decent angles for
Right.
a shot later.
Something definitely had to change. You weren't going to be able to get it with a single shot, so changing the angles or setting something up that you can play into the red was going to be required. So this does open up some ways to get the red moving that weren't there before. So that's the good news. Meanwhile, I think Weldon Franey just continue to play the side they know and just get a second insurance red in there. Hopefully not setting up any kind of crazy doubles. I think those might be gone now with the way that yellow red behind the tee that wants to catch either a draw or something run back in there.
Yeah, this weight looks pretty good if it curls over.
Yeah, we're on the heavy side again, not as heavy as before.
I think they're gonna be on.
No,
a
it's good.
piece.
Great throw, B.
That'll work.
Have they opened up? Can you get across that and hit the inside of the one just thrown?
I don't think so with that guard. Not with enough weight to move both of them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about the super flat double,
Yeah. you'd ideally be catching just a little piece of
I mean, there's
the
enough
red just
probably
thrown.
hack. I probably could play hack.
So yeah, I mean Theron has the eye that I
Probably
have
could
basically.
play hack and just
At hack weight, can you
least
get
push it to
inside
here.
and do
Do
that?
you ever
Yeah.
play off from this instead?
yeah, we could do that.
I
I
kind
think
of
you might get a little separation.
I kind of like Paisley's call better.
Lose the
I
shooter
do.
though.
Yeah.
At this point, they
Lose the shooter, but that one probably goes to there.
What do you like?
I think your double's easier promoting that
This
I
is
was
spin.
seeing hack.
yellow on the top
Okay.
4 than
Let's
trying
do
to
this.
do what they're about to do.
It's there's
just don't wanna
downsides
lose
to
our
the plan
shooter.
too.
No, I
'cause
agree.
I mean, we could play this.
You
but we
probably
just
want to play that
notes.
top.
Yeah.
If you're playing that hack weight tap or whatever,
rather do that?
you're playing it thin. You end up opening up a path.
Like, we can't play it. To
Best
get,
case
make the
scenario, you
double.
maybe start the
No.
reds moving a little bit, but it's wide
No,
open.
Just get to the inside of that red and
If you
On the
if you
outside
can
side
find
or
this
the-
one,
on the outside.
you're
turn
basically
side.
golden.
Don't you think?
Hack weight.
If you
Yeah.
think it's ever there,
80 maybe.
they basically they
Right?
have to make a drawdown on top of you on this on the same side everyone's been
Sorry.
playing.
It brings us to the hardest shot in curling, doing the same thing that you just did. But, you know, also practice makes perfect. So
Mine's close. Yep.
both teams have thrown this.
Whoa. Whoa. Curl.
Yep, see if they can suck it in there. The weight's pretty nice. How much
Hard.
curl can they get out of it?
Hard. Hard.
Calculating. So they got the one in there. There's a couple ways to maybe get it moving. None of them easy, but what can Weldon Franey take away? Or how can they protect themselves?
Okay, go look at it.
I think if they can. All right, we got our first timeout. These games are being timed. You can see that in the very top of your screen.
Yep. Yes.
Both teams had over a minute left, though, so
Mm-hmm.
we've got plenty of time.
Right. Well, this being their last shot, you might as well
Sorry,
use
but
the maximum of your time.
50 or 55?
This is the last shot to play, so just
50's good. Same one.
no reason not to use it. You can't take it with you, as they say.
That's true.
I think I've actually been taking less.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm
Take
just
less
gonna
is
go
okay.
with whatever they're on.
Yeah.
Less is okay. Yeah. So I think they're just playing this side as a draw. You know, if they come up
40
short,
to
that's okay. If they find the perfect draw, it basically ends the game.
I mean, anything top 4, I think, really
Feels good.
ends
Okay,
the game.
25.
Oh, well, okay.
I don't. On this side, looks maybe a
You can
touch
curl.
wide, though. They're not sweeping.
Randy's trying to get some curl out of it. The weight's close. It's just not coming up for him. This still might do a job, though, if it can sit as third counter. No, they've definitely left an option here for a 3 minimum. I don't know if they'll who's fourth after all of that.
This is for the
Okay.
tie at least.
All right.
Yep, that's what they're just saying is like it would be 3 minimum and then
So-
maybe a measure for who's fourth shot. So the idea is to hit
We're
that
You like
that
out- you
one
like
top
out there,
4,
right?
yeah.
roll
Gotta
o-
hit.
angle in, get the one off the button, and stick there. It's most definitely
Normal?
there.
Gotta hit like an eighth
And-
maybe.
All right. So
Order
normal.
to
And as you're doing it, lots
You
of
like
stuff
normal, yeah.
moves. Like I
There's
think
a
all
chance
the
we'll
reds
take this
probably
one
move in
instead of
this
game
shot.
two.
What's ideal? A little more than normal?
No, you don't need to throw it super
So
hard.
then
We
you
just gotta
probably
get
don't
it
have
in,
the measure
Yeah.
because
like,
the
close to the 12 foot.
back red
Something like
probably
there?
moves as you're making it.
I don't think
I'm okay
that
with
Unless it's
that.
back
back
red's
Or
going to
maybe
get
middle.
hit.
I guess
we played
you
that
got two
one
ways
on
to do
middle
it,
and we
right?
didn't
The
quite get
thicker
there.
way it might, if you
Okay.
catch it really thin,
Alright.
then you
I like
miss
it.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah, there's lots of things it could catch, and you could see kind of the shooter rolling around
Make the
in
double,
that
quarter
4 foot
rock.
area. So
If we happen to touch that
lots
other
of things
red
to
one,
imagine, but only one will
all
happen.
better.
Question is
You got this.
which one.
Okay.
I like middle of the rock or even less.
All right.
I
I'm
don't
gonna do
know that
middle.
we'll know until it's
If you like.
Quarter rock. for the
all
next
said
quarter.
and done. Because
Okay.
the options, or at least there's a couple options that are all going to look
We made
about the
these a
same
lot
out of
before.
hand.
Let's do it again.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we'll all just find out together. But they got a chance. Let's see what happens.
Easy. 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 Got a curl. Curl.
A little thick.
A little thick.
Damn it.
Everything on that side tended to ride out, not curl up.
Yep.
At weight was no different. Well, that takes us to the end of our first game.
Congratulations, Weldon Franey. Good game. That was very entertaining. Came down to the last rock. That's what you like to see.
And we'll be back at 9:45 with Draw 2.
Thanks for tuning in.